Hey Melissa, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So I'm Yuri Kobayashi. I'm back with Melissa B today, and we are going to highlight her book, Digitally Independent, and
Yes.
chapter number 5, Revenue Streams and Financing.
Hmm.
Yeah, so where do we get our money from?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Everywhere we can find it. You know,
Huh?
have you ever been busking?
What?
Busking?
What is that?
Playing on the street for coins?
No, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Maybe I've seen a video of me doing that, but I've never done that before.
I thought in New York there are a lot of buskers.
Of course they do. They have them on the subway stations. They have them out in Times Square.
Yeah.
I've never done that, but
It's
I would love
really
to.
nice. Like my hometown in Victoria, they've always got buskers. And it
Really?
just
That's
yeah,
what.
it's nice to have live music on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here in Finland, there's not so many in Jyväskylä, but maybe in Helsinki there's some more.
Uh-huh.
Actually, there's this one guy. He plays bottles, like a
Oh,
xylophone,
interesting.
with water. It's
Okay, that's
amazing what
cool.
he can play. But we're thinking about something a little bit more than pocket change.
Yes.
Yes, and so it all starts with how are we going to sell our music? How are we going to make our music sell?
Well,
And
a lot of artists don't just a lot of artists, like I've said this before, a lot of artists just think about just putting their music out on SoundCloud, but they
mhm,
don't think about the things that that go along with it, like bundles, like t-shirts or buttons, or like selling your music with your t-shirt and your buttons all together as a bundle,
mm,
vinyls, cassette tapes, um, thinking outside the box. Like there was one artist who was ex-military, and he had an album. And like in the military, what they do is they'll go different parts of the world, and they have these things that are called like temporary phones, but you
okay,
can throw them away. Have you heard of those before?
yeah, yeah, I have heard of them.
So
Yeah,
there's these like phones, but people throw them away.
mm,
And he thought of something. So these phones, they're capable of holding in music. So what he
okay,
did was he found a vendor that had these actual phones,
hmm,
and instead of stashing and throwing them out, he got all of them, and he uploaded his music in it, and he was selling it.
oh no way. So it's like
Yeah.
yeah, okay. We're using
Once
the
you get a
phones to
phone,
your own like
yeah,
yeah
to your own
MP3
phone,
player or
plus
something.
you get the music, the album, and the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a different way of doing things. Or what people have done is called USB cards. There's like the actual like a business card, but it's a flips outside of it, and it's a business card.
Yeah,
But it's a USB, and you can put your album, you can put your pictures, whatever you want in it.
and just like here you go.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could be on the street. People say I did that, and then there you go. You can be high tech.
Yes. Yeah, because I mean, I haven't bought a CD in a long time, and it's hard to find a CD shop nowadays.
Not in Japan though.
Yes, but they are like the LPs of today.
They appreciate music more than anybody. I think in terms of, I feel like it's the nostalgic feel that they just want to feel the album. They want to
Exactly,
feel
that tactile sense.
the tangible. It's like something you touch and feel. It's like making your book, right?
Yeah,
Outside of somebody reading an ebook, they're like, no, I want to buy it. I want
yeah.
to hold it in my hand.
I
So
know when I
yeah,
get like a cheap CD and the edges are kind of sharp and it's you don't really want to touch it. You put it in there, but you get like a really nice CD and the 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 sides are rounded and somehow it's just that tactile sense and also the album artwork that you can just look through
yeah,
the booklet and
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's something too is that I realize that so much of our music is digital and it's compressed. And I know myself, I used to listen to a lot more music when I listened to CDs because it was just higher quality. So, like when looking for digital services, streaming services, that's something you want to consider is do you want to just do the basic MP3 or do you want to get your music out like on a higher end streaming service like say your music is high res something like Tidal or I know that Spotify has some
Yeah,
premium.
Spotify is premium, yeah,
Yeah,
premium, and so does iTunes.
yeah.
But it all lies in terms of how you got to think about how you're getting your revenue, and people don't think about even sync licenses, like submitting your music to like a place called Song Trader, where
Hmm.
you can upload your music, your instrumental, and also your vocals, and you can submit your stuff to like TV shows and stuff.
Hmm.
Your music is not just, it's like people think, oh, I'm gonna put my music up there and then that's it. No, your music can go further than what you think. You can get your music to play in stores. You can get your music to play in TV shows, movies, commercials. Like, if you just gotta find the companies that are around, or places that are available for independent artists in order for them to submit it. And you have to do the research.
Hmm.
And I put some of this stuff in my book. I
Yes.
put it in the book,
Yeah.
so hence why we're talking about this. But I'm finding that a lot of people are not setting themselves up to understand the marketing aspect of things. They
Hmm.
don't know where else to go. And you have to have a business plan. You have to know, okay, if I spent $5,000 on this album, how am I going to recoup back that money?
Hmm.
How am I going to get back that money that I did? Well, when you do a live show, do you know that you can be selling your stuff with T-shirts and bundles and all that? People don't think about those
I know
things,
it
and they
seems so
need
old-fashioned, and somehow,
this
but
old
have a
fashioned.
table there and all your merchandise, your CDs, and you got your whole audience there just passing you by, and that's the best way to interact. I mean, is in person.
Yeah.
There's no
Or,
device, there's no internet,
no,
there's nothing. It's just you and your fans.
exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you don't want, if people, since people are digital now, because now you got devices now, people can connect to their iPhone. It's like a USB,
Yeah.
right? So, I mean, like, if someone has something like that, and they're like, oh, I don't have this and that, you're like, oh, how about this? I can give you the files right now.
Yeah.
This is what you gotta think. You just gotta think about these things. How you want to give to your fans? How do you want to give them where it's something they remember? Oh, if I give someone a USB right stick
Hmm.
that connects to their Apple phone, to their iPhone, and be able to, they'll be like, every time they look at that device, they'll be like, that's supposed to be her
Yes.
albums in there,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like we say, like if Michael Jackson, if you think about a red jacket with a thing, you think Michael Jackson. Like
Yes.
we said before, you think of a white glove, Michael Jackson, right?
Yes. Yes.
So it's like you have to think branding. You have to think, who are you selling to? Who are your people? That's what's important here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I took a breather.
well, it always comes back to that. Who are you? What is your brand? So, like, and how to integrate that with the new technology that we have today. So, like those business cards that you mentioned, the USB business cards, you can have it like uh, Michael Jackson, for example. It could be like a shape of a glove with diamonds or something. It's just, and then it's something memorable at the same time it is useful.
Listen, I'm telling you, when people, every time I see people, they'll go, "You're the girl geek," and I'm like, "What?" "Oh yeah, as an artist, but you're the girl geek." That's what I'm known as.
Okay.
Like, people meet me, they're like, if people in the music industry, they meet me, they'll go, "Oh, you're Melissa B. Oh, you're the geek. You're the girl geek."
Yeah. So what do
I
you
have
do
no
with
problem
that?
with that. I have no problem with that. I love it
Yeah.
because I know that you have tied me into something that you know that is about me.
Yeah.
See?
Yes.
So they're
You,
thinking, oh, technology. Oh, that's the girl, Melissa. Oh, okay, got
yes. And then you come back and say, "Well, did you know this?" And
it. Yeah, I do.
give
But
them the hottest
it's
tips.
cool. It's cool. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody was like, I'm just thinking right now, somebody was like a race car driver,
Hmm.
but they're an artist,
Hmm.
but they love race car driving. how would you tie that into? Well, I got my music, I ride my car, you know. How would you tie that in? Like there, that's what I'm saying. Like it's got to be something that ties you into something else for people to remember you by.
Yeah.
You know, purple is Prince.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston. When I think of Whitney, I just think diva, queen.
Yes.
You know, Elvis Presley, blue suede shoes.
Yes. And yeah, having like your music on a USB or just on a chip, it just makes everything possible.
Anything,
Anything. You could have
anything.
that like in your keychain. It or those little Hot Wheels cars. There you go. You got your little miniature me in driving in my Hot Wheels car, and it's USB, and it's like, hey, you want to listen to my music, and there you go.
Hey, listen to this. Okay, a story about Nipsey Hussle. God bless him. He passed away, but he sold a mixtape for $100.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Who? Why would he do that?
Yeah.
Jay-Z bought 100 of them from him. He didn't even hear his music yet, but he bought it. You know why he did? You know why he bought it? He said for him to say that his thing was $100, he's like, it made me want to buy it because he was curious,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, who says you can't?
Yeah.
You can the price whatever you want,
Yes.
you know. So it's like with anything, it's all a marketing scheme. It's all about thinking about what level you want to be on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if someone sells a single, oh, my single is 99 cents. No, fuck that. Sell your single for $5 or $10. And somebody will be like, why is a single $10? Check out the song to find out.
Yes.
So yeah, that I think it's this. I could say so much about this, but I feel like within this chapter of this, when you read the book, when they read the book,
Mm-hmm.
there's more to it. I can go on for days with this,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, everything has to be planned.
Okay.
You have to have a plan because it's like I'm not gonna just throw paint on a wall and just let it just slide just to see where it's gonna land. I need to know where it's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gotta know how are you painting your canvas for the next thing. You know, and that's where this all boils down to. Because once you start this canvas, what's the next canvas gonna look like?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, because there's so many moving parts, and you want to have everything all together.
Yeah, it's a vision.
Yes.
It's a vision. You know, like when Prince did Purple Rain and he did the whole thing, he had a vision. He envisioned his writing a story about his life. So he's like, I want to do a movie, plus I want to do a soundtrack with it. It became one of the best things ever. He had a vision.
Yeah. On a motorbike, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all about that. It's all about vision. It's all about, the money will always come.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you get what you need? And where are the different things? And don't just think one place.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta think globally on all scales. If you're Spanish, if you're Asian, if you're African, you're black, like how do you connect with your people? You know?
Yes.
Because it's not just America. America's a whole big melting pot.
Yeah.
But how do you connect with the world?
Well, that's very important that you mentioned that because the world is getting smaller, and it is essential that the successful independent artist get their music, their presence established globally, and to realize.
Do you realize we're more powerful? We're becoming more powerful now, and record labels are starting to recognize that. Independent artists are becoming more powerful now
Yes.
on their own,
Yes.
and they want a piece of that.
Ah, of course, they want to take it back. Fight
But
the
once you
power.
become a knowledgeable
Mm-hmm.
artist, business person.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you want to go back? You wouldn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the old structure is dying.
Yes.
Us as millennials, we already see the new structure. We are the bosses. But if you want to be a part of that, they have to understand, okay, how are you going to help my platform get bigger? I understand you have the money, but now I got the creativity that you need in order to give you more money. But I need the money in order to take me where I need to go.
Yes.
So how do we work together?
Well, yeah. You got to know the tools that you're working with, and now they are available for the independent musician.
Exactly.
And you got to think to yourself, am I a driver or am I a passenger? Am I willing to be a pioneer in these new markets and um, these new frontiers? And you have to be willing to uh, use all that is available to you
Mm-hmm.
to build strength in who you are as an artist and brand. And this is really important to recognize because the majority of the population in the world live in Africa, Asia, and that South America as well. Yes, uh, and these second world countries are now in a position to become a major source of um, to be consumers like the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
Western world. And unless you recognize that, it this importance to get your music out globally, you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
left in the dust.
Yep.
I mean, before these new markets get saturated with everybody else's stuff, get in there now and make your presence felt. I mean, it's like buying musical real estate.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
Yes.
why, like with what you guys are doing with Musicinfo, it now is the time. It's like, I mean, look at what's going on right in the United States and China, the whole part, things, tariffs and all this stuff. Like, there's a huge discussion going on, and now people are like, yeah, I'm interested in doing something in China. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you have to. You have to. There's
Yes.
another part of the world that you could become be in America, be normal, and then just go over there and be a superstar
Yeah.
somewhere else.
I've spoken to many artists, and they're like, well, I don't know if my music is quite ready yet, and of course, yeah, you need to have enough music, enough material, but they're just waiting on it for like the right moment to make their big debut, and I understand timing is a very important thing too, but then you just end up waiting and waiting and waiting, and as you're waiting, this new technology is being created, and that in itself is a task just to keep on top of, to keep current with what is available and what is going to be available.
Yeah.
And unless you get in there now and start becoming familiar with the whole scene, and also how how the technology is actually going to change like legislation like copyrights. What is it going to be like when you use software that you can collaborate with musicians
Yeah.
across countries, and who takes credit for that? And
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
um, and the whole idea of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and I mean these are all things that are
That's the chapter we're going to talk
I
about.
know, but yeah. So, uh, yeah, just to recap, um, you gotta be up to date with what is current, new technologies, and things that are useful.
Hmm.
The USB card.
Yeah, it's like you have to. It's. I always say this. you always got to be 10 steps ahead,
Mm-hmm.
because there's something that someone else is not thinking about that it could work for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's things I would say certain things that I think about, but then I'm giving away my ideas, and I don't
Yes.
want to do that, because there's things that I think about and I look at where technology is going, and I think 10 steps ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's like you have to visually see where you want to be, because then when you visually see it, then you're moving it towards that metamorphosis that you want, where you want to go.
Of course, yes.
You know, so that's my thinking. That's how I think.
You're
And
making
that's
your
how I
dreams
think.
reality.
Yes, I think like I always say this, and everybody, you talk about Michael. I always talk about Michael Jackson because he's the perfect. It's like he left the footsteps, the footprints for you.
Mm-hmm.
He left the blueprint
Yes.
for
Well-
every artist. If you want to succeed in doing what you need to do, just follow the footsteps. Because, and it doesn't matter how or what genre you're in.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way to do it, and the best way to do it is understanding what your vision is and what you're trying to say and how you're trying to connect the world and how is it going to get you connected to people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important.
Yes. So always projecting your vision forward, looking for new
Visualization.
opportunities.
Visualization
Visualization, yes.
is key.
But you can't forget about where you're coming from.
Nope.
Exactly. So even though CDs seem like old history, people still want to buy them.
Look at vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl. You
Yeah.
know, I think even cassette tapes, they made a bigger.
How about the song that I have, my song "Give It to Me"?
Mhm.
I want to put it on a cassette tape. I haven't put it out through Musicinfo yet, which I'm going to.
Yeah.
But I want to put out "Give It to Me" on cassette, and I want to do a limited edition.
Sweet.
Mhm. Yep.
Well, Melissa, it's been really nice talking with you, and you've got my mind churning. Yeah, I've got the wheels are running. So we will meet again in the near future.
Yes.
And best of luck with everything that you're doing in your vision. And
Okay.
you don't have to share any secrets.
No, you guys will see it soon, obviously.
Yes.
Because I work with y'all, so.
Yes.
So you guys will be seeing the stuff that I'm doing.
Yes.
We'll see
But
it.
I look forward to seeing it. You have a
Awesome.
wonderful day, and if everyone is happy with our interview here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, musicinfo.io, and please visit Melissa B. She's got some wonderful videos and music to listen to as well. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, that was perfect. I'm at like 27% now.
Oh, you're running on
You
your
went
battery.
on top. That's not bad. That's good.